Hey guys, what's up? So today I will be talking about the basics of making a streetwear Instagram. So let's get into this. Okay, so the first thing which is very important is your username and the overall layout. So pretty much my username, Suprattle, it is unique. It incorporates Supreme, which relates to streetwear and also sneakers. And the rattle part is just like an inclusion because I like snakes and stuff. So it's Suprattle, which I thought was pretty cool. It's unique. And also, you have to have a good logo. So the logo is like your profile picture. So pretty much, mine is based off the Yeezy 350 V2 Copper because that's my favorite Yeezy. So I worked pretty hard on Photoshop making that. So I can't like teach you how to make it. You're just gonna have to learn it on using Photoshop. That's what I used. And the bio is we have the bio, reselling 42 refs on Grail and Instagram. It's where I'm based and when I was established. And then we have the link to my refs page, which I'll get to later. So that pretty much covers the first part. Okay, so next, which is really important, is the layout of your posts. So instead of just having a list of stock photos, I thought it'd be pretty cool to include my little tag on all my pictures. So it's good for new buyers so they know that I have the item in hand because I really only like to post in-hand photos. And also they know it's mine and they know it's legit because I have this. And also it's like a cool layout to have all your photos with this. And another neat thing is my feedback page. I worked really hard on this and you can't really mess this up because it has to be good because you can't edit it once. Well, if you want to have it at the bottom, which looks very professional, you can't really edit that once you started posting stuff. And also you have to follow you should follow a similar layout like this. I have the tag and it looks very similar all the way through to now. And I know it can be really hard because what happened when I started this was I had a lot of items I had sold before. I just didn't have any photos like this, but I decided that instead of having it looking different before this, that I wanted to have everything looking the same. So even though I'd been reselling before, I only had photos from the beginning of spring summer 18 because I didn't really have any in-hand photos with my tag before then. Another thing to go along with that is really try to put effort into your photos because this photo definitely looks more appealing than this one because the other one, it's just like a close-up photo of the babe tee. But the new one is really professionally done. It's on a white background and it looks a lot more appealing. Whereas the other one is just a very basic photo. Doesn't really look too good, very unprofessional. So as you can see, when I started photographing my items, it looked a bit yellow because wasn't really doing it right. I didn't realize about like exposing them and stuff, but now, if you look at some of my newer photos, like this, I bought a poster board, which I highly recommend. And now my photos come out very clean on a white background, which I really like. Also, very important, make sure you don't have like your family members commenting on your feedback page or your friends or something because trust me, it's pretty easy for people to find out if they do a little digging because then you just look so unprofessional with fake refs because it just looks a lot better to have real refs. Like me, I don't buy refs, I don't do any of that messed up stuff. So that's really good for new buyers. Also, what I recommend doing is keeping in the plastic because some of the time people will take like flex photos in them. And if it's in the plastic, your buyer is 100% guaranteed that it is dead stock, hasn't been worn or anything. And there are exceptions like Kith in store. They don't really put it in plastic, so that's kind of harder to do, but just as a general rule with Supreme and stuff, keep it in the plastic. And also, as a last point, don't just try and follow like 500 people and then hope they'll follow you back. You have to, it'll take a long time to grow it, because I remember I started out with 0 followers, and you will lose followers because what a lot of people do is they follow a bunch of accounts and then unfollow them. I don't really do that because I don't like when it happens to me. But just as a general rule, try to keep the number of followers you have a little above the number of people you're following, like I have. Alright, last point. Don't become a raffle account unless you have a good amount of followers, because it's just going to be very, very hard to fill your raffles. And thank you for watching, and I really hope this helps. See you in the next one.